Allow me to digress for a moment. Yesterday, I had a chance to sit down with a good friend of mine called Francis. He has been supporting this channel for the longest time possible. So we did meet yesterday, as you can see in this picture. That's me, Mr. Francis, and his son, Dr. Evans. So I'd like to just thank them for this gift. They gifted me the watch just so I can keep time and deliver the analysis without delay. Now back to the topic of the day. Did you know that it's actually possible for people to get stuck in marriages that they don't like, and then they have to live the rest of their lives in misery and petty squabbles? Well, brace yourselves, because as we speak, that's exactly what's happening in this incest marriage of Kenya Kwanza and ODM. I say this because up until yesterday, the husband of Gladys Wanga was serving as the non-executive chairperson of EPRA, which stands for Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority. But President Ruto has since then terminated his tenure through a Gazette notice. There's so much drama in politics these days. Let me just walk you through the Gazette notice by the president, and I quote, "In exercise of the powers conferred by Section 12 Subarticle 1A of the Energy Act 2019, as read together with Section yada yada yada, I, William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief, appoint Adan Haji Ali to be the non-executive chairperson of the EPRA for a period of 3 years with effect from 16th June 2025. The appointment of George Wanga is revoked." Now in this video, I want us to look into some of the reasons why President Ruto decided to fire Gladys Wanga's husband. And with no further ado, let's get after it. Reason number one, Gladys Wanga put out a damning letter that exposed even more filth by the Kenya Police Service. For instance, you might not know this, but believe it or not, there's a fisherman called Calvins Omondi Onditi who allegedly hanged himself in a police cell with his trousers. Yani, kama ile ya kugongwa kwa ukuta iku kukasirisha, kuna mtu ati alijinyonga This person was arrested, akatoa his trousers longi, akajinyonga nayo na akakufa. I never even heard of this one until Gladys Wanga exposed it. Here's a statement that Gladys Wanga put out and then of course subsequently deleted because maybe someone alimpigia kelele. And I quote, "Statement by Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga on extrajudicial killings. Onto the body. Today we stand united in grief and outrage as our nation confronts a wave of police brutality, impunity and extrajudicial killings. The tragic killing of our son Albert Ojwang in police custody has shaken our collective national conscience. Yet, as we mourn Albert, another family in Bita is shattered by the death of Calvins Omondi Onditi, a 36-year-old fisherman who allegedly hanged himself with his trousers at Kipasi Police Post Mbita. The post-mortem of the Homa Bay County Referral Hospital will reveal the truth. Yesterday in Nairobi, Philip Okech was shot during protests against these very killings. We watched a video of an unarmed young man selling masks, shot at point-blank range by a masked police officer. This chilling act, captured on video, underscores the brazen police brutality. Today, Gabriel Mwita Chacha, a 35-year-old, has been brought to the County Referral Hospital with life-threatening injuries arising from police beating in Ringili Island. Enough is enough. The perpetrators of these extrajudicial killings must face the full force of the law. The Kenya Police Service must carry their own cross. We condemn these atrocities and demand accountability. The immediate prosecution of all officers involved, including those bearing command responsibilities." Now hapo anaguza Eliud Lagat na kuna mtu apendi hiyo. "Commitment to the 10-point agenda. The ODM-UDA agreement explicitly prohibits extrajudicial killings. We are holding the broad-based government to its commitment. Signed, Gladys Wanga." So kumbe kuna jamaa mwingine, Calvins Onditi, ati alijinyonga na longi. The Kenya Police Service need to just be disbanded. If these are some of the things which are happening to Kenyans should no longer be held at Kenya Police Service cells. Those holding cells are a direct passageway to Zayuni. You go in, you go to heaven. You go in, you go to hell. Either way you'll go somewhere, be it purgatory, limbo, nirvana, ile unaamini, uko ndo utaenda. So long story short, that post by Gladys Wanga, which was put out on her Twitter and then subsequently was deleted, angered somebody in power. Because they're saying, look, we're having all this maandamano because of Albert. Na tena huyu hoka amepigwa risasi. Tena wewe unakuja unafichua Calvins Onditi ati alijinyonga na longi. Si itawakasirisha zaidi? I'm sure that is why even the husband George Wanga was axed from his previous post. Now the second reason why the president decided to axe George Wanga could be the fact that George Wanga himself lost interest in working for this government. He could have absconded duty, refused to go to work like Samido did a little while back and they had an issue with him. Or it could be that he has tendered his own resignation. And for the president to get ahead of any form of speculation that he's lost touch with his government and people are breaking off from his government, he decided to do a Gazette notice terminating the tenure of George Wanga, which is much better for him politically than George Wanga issuing a resignation letter, which for sure will leak on Twitter and people will say, you see, hata ODM hawataki mambo ya Ruto. So he could have been trying to get ahead of the curve. But either way, at the end of the day, George Wanga should not be thinking amefutwa kazi. He has been liberated from the filth that is going on in this government. Let him move on. There is so much space in the private sector. The wife is a governor. Wanaweza enda wasaidiane huko kwa county, vile tuliona Kawira akisaidiana na Murega Baichu yule wa gitaa, walisaidiana to the best of their ability. You don't have to work for Kenya Kwanza. It is not the right regime to work for. Ethics and ethos are things that don't exist. Anywho, having said that, here's our ad of the day. If you have an upcoming event, be it a wedding, a polite function, or even a birthday, make sure to reach out to Bouncers with Degrees. These guys are elite professionals that always deliver. In fact, let me just walk you through their catalog because it's quite extensive. So Bouncers with Degrees offer VVIP and VIP protection, escort protection. They can double up as bodyguards. They offer hotel and restaurant bouncers. They offer wedding and burial security. They offer public event security. They can even offer professional drivers if needed to pair up with the security. They offer private security, perhaps on your property or wherever it is you need them to be, they'll be there. They also offer gym instructors because the entire crew is fit. That's how you make the cut to join this team. Now, if you're in need of services from Bouncers with Degree, you can reach out to them at 0700-491-645 or 0711-206-324. Or if you're old school like myself and you prefer using emails, just so that you can have access to paper trail, you can reach out to them at bouncerwithdegree@gmail.com. And with that, if you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula. Hit the subscribe button, you're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really, really need to subscribe to. Alright guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.